Okay, so my first football memory was whenever we made a human TP while offense was practicing. We got in big trouble by the coaches, but it was fun. The one thing that I would tell my freshman self is not to skip practice and work extra harder and take practice seriously.
My favorite memory of high school football is we had a little get-together at Coach Owens' house, and on the way out, my truck slipped off in the ditch, and we got stuck there for about 2 o'clock in the morning. We got time to spend together and stuff. It's pretty great. And what I could tell my freshman self is, don't take this time for granted. You're gonna miss every moment of this, and just take it slow. Don't rush it.
My favorite memory from football was seeing Coach Jeter and Coach Hoffman go one-on-one and battle the boards. That's my favorite memory. And what I would tell my freshman self is listen to the coaches, don't have attitude, and be a better person. And everything, stuff like that.
My favorite memory of high school football is probably going to the Star my junior year for the playoffs. We lost, but it was still a cool experience. We got magnets. We got to tour the whole place. And what I'll tell my freshman self is make practices mean something, make them fun, because they suck at first and you complain about them, but they're actually really fun. You can make some good memories, good bonds. And I love it, and I wish I could still do it.
Favorite memory of my football year was when I came back from injury and I got my first interception on this field my sophomore year. It was very big. If I had to tell my freshman year self something, I would tell him to keep working, don't take no breaks, no slack, and always aim high.
My favorite memory of high school football was being able to play for the first time after 3 years of waiting. It was just being able to go on the field and actually help my team out really meant a lot. The thing I'll tell my freshman self, just keep your head up. You're going to get your chance to shine.
My favorite memory from playing football was probably making my first catch in the prim. And then something I would tell my freshman self is to still work hard, but enjoy every little thing instead of just focusing in the moment.
My favorite memory of high school football is probably the team meals at Steven Johnson's house after practice. And the one thing I would tell my younger self is to enjoy it while it's here and not take it for granted.
All right, my favorite memory in my whole high school career or whatever is when we used to fight with the coaches and stuff on birthdays. And if I could tell my youngest self something, I would say just keep your head on straight and try to be better than I was in life.
My favorite football memory would be getting to mess with Coach Owens every single day in practice. He would get so worked up about it. It's just funny to mess with him every day. One thing I would tell my younger self is enjoy every single bit of it. It goes by so fast, and you just got to enjoy it.
My favorite memory of high school football was my junior year, going to the Star and playing a playoff game. Something I'll tell my freshman self is never take playing football for granted, because you never know when your last play could be.
I'd say my favorite memory of playing football was in Lovejoy getting my first touchdown and Chandler holding me. And to tell myself, my freshman self, would be just not to take it for granted, just enjoy it while it lasts, because it don't last forever.
My favorite football memory was probably my recovering the onside kick at the Terrell game. And if I had one thing to tell my younger self, it's probably not to give up on anything. Just you're guaranteed 4 years to play football, and just try your hardest at everything and don't think about giving up.
My favorite memory from all high school football is the dance-offs that we would have on Fridays before games with Fredo, our best dancer on the team by far. And if I could tell my younger self anything, I would tell him to cherish every moment that he had with his guys, make practice worth it, and just appreciate all the time that you have.
Hello, senior football player. Wow, how time flies. I remember like yesterday your 8th grade season, watching you guys on the road in Paris getting after their tail. Then my mind jumps ahead to this year. We were in every game until some wacky play changed the game or we were unable to make a play. But that's the essence of athletics. You got to make plays. Not to make an excuse, but this group has had to fight through and overcome a lot of injuries and loss of some guys who chose to take a different path. I hope you don't let your lack of execution on the field this season define you as a person. As I think back on what makes this group unique and special, the word determination comes to mind. You guys were determined to keep fighting and finish the race. You were determined to have fun and enjoy the moment with your buddies. And you were determined not to let others define you and make the most out of every opportunity. This group has a lot of guys with huge hearts and the resilience to overcome adversity. Some define this as grit. Grit has been considered the one trait that successful people all have in common. Grit is what you learn when you dedicate yourself to a brotherhood of guys who are striving for the same goal as you, the team. Take the 3 things you can control in your life: effort, attitude, and tempo. That was one of our words this year, eat. When you combine these with grit, you will live your life at a very high level. It has been my pleasure to be called your coach. My prayer for every young man I am privileged to coach is to take the life lessons taught in athletics and become the very best son, husband, dad, and citizen you can be. My prayer for you is the very same. Now, go be great today. I love you guys and am so proud of you and what you've accomplished and how you have represented our program, and I truly wish you the very best, and I truly thank you. Love you guys.